Welcome to Part 5 of our Finance Fundamentals educational presentation, the final section of this series. As we look to the future, there are a few key things to review from a financial perspective. First, the board has been developing a long-term financial plan based on our reserve study and anticipated future needs. This will help us budget and save responsibly moving forward. We're also committed to maintaining transparency in our finances and continuing to provide regular updates to all owners. After all, it's all of our money, and we all have a right to know how it's being managed. Another crucial component for our association's financial health is participation and input from us as owners. Our voices matter in shaping our financial priorities. And finally, we have the resources to stay informed and engaged. Each year, the budgeting process essentially goes in reverse of the systematic flow of money that we've been referencing, in anticipation of how much money is needed to cover expenses in the upcoming year. It starts with reviewing several variables discussed earlier in this series. Operating expenses are estimated by reviewing items related to the day-to-day costs of running and maintaining the property, such as administrative costs, utilities, and inflation trends, among others. Anticipated capital expenditures are determined primarily by the reserve study recommendations and the commercial owner's forecast for capital projects. While the operating expenses are usually forecasted on a year-to-year basis, estimating capital expenditures includes both the upcoming year and also future years, based on the need to build the reserve fund for large, expensive costs down the road. Remember, the reserve fund is analogous to a personal savings account. Consistently putting money away ahead of time means there are funds available when those big-ticket items come up. Operating expenses are paid from the operating account, and capital expenditures are paid from the reserve fund. These encompass how much money we anticipate needing in our association accounts in the upcoming year. Continuing the budgeting process, the funds needed in the association accounts determine how much incoming funds we anticipate needing in the upcoming year. As we covered earlier in this series, the primary source of an association's income is from regular assessment fees from unit owners. This stepwise process determines how much our monthly assessment fees need to change next year. As informed and responsible community members, it's important for us to understand that as external costs rise, our required income increases to cover those costs, and this means assessments will likely need to increase to keep our community running smoothly and also plan for future projects. While no one enjoys seeing their monthly fees go up, it's sometimes necessary to maintain the financial health of our association. The board is faced with the difficult challenge of finding a balance each year, ensuring we have adequate funds while also being mindful of the impact on owners' budgets. What happens if owner assessments are not increased and as a result our income doesn't keep pace with our expenses? The consequences can be significant and far-reaching. If we don't have enough funds to properly maintain our property, we may see a decline in the physical condition of our buildings and grounds. This can lead to a less attractive community for both current residents and potential buyers, and lower our property values as a result. We might also be in a constant state of financial stress, both as an association and as individual unit owners. In extreme cases, insufficient funds can even lead to legal and financial risks for our association. That's why it's so crucial to ensure our income, primarily from assessments, is adequate to cover our needs. Transparency is a top priority for our board to ensure all owners are informed about our financial decisions and the state of our association's finances. Each fall, the board begins the annual budget process, with the proposed budget presented and then approved at open board meetings. The approved budget is then shared with all owners via email and also on our community online library. Additionally, throughout the year, the board provides regular financial updates at board meetings, and the minutes from these meetings are available for review online. As unit owners, we all have 24/7 access to the annual budget reports in the online portal. This ensures financial transparency and enables our association members to understand how fees are being utilized. Owners are encouraged to review these documents to stay informed about where our assessment dollars are going each year. We play a vital role in shaping our community's financial health and decision-making. Every owner is encouraged to actively participate and provide input. Here are key ways we can get involved. Attend open board meetings, review financial documents in the online portal, participate in surveys and polls, vote in board elections to have a say in who serves in those decision-making roles, and if your schedule allows, join the budget committee. Remember, by staying engaged, asking questions, and sharing our perspectives, we help ensure that our financial decisions reflect the best interests of our entire community. In addition to the resources covered in this video series, there are several other trusted sources available to learn more about condominium association finances. For example, these articles and guides from reputable organizations dive deeper into topics like preparing budgets and understanding fees. Links to the resources are in the description below. Our management office can suggest additional resources or answer any questions we may have as we continue our learning journey. Now let's see everything we've covered in this series all together, again referencing the systematic flow of money. Starting on the left, unit owners pay assessments, which are from 3 primary sources. Recurring monthly fees, which are based on percent ownership, are referred to as regular assessment income. Extra fees paid by owners, for example, to cover an emergency maintenance project on the property, which was not covered by the regular assessment fees and cannot be paid with reserve funds, these are referred to as special assessment income. The third type of incoming funds are miscellaneous fees and fines, such as a late fee for making an assessment payment past the due date, or a fine assessed for violating our community rules and regulations. These are considered non-assessment income. The collection of all of 3 of these types of assessments are the incoming funds for our community. Next, incoming funds are stored and managed via 2 main association accounts. The operating account pays for operating expenses, and the reserve fund pays for capital expenditures. Operating expenses and capital expenditures are considered the outgoing funds. Operating expenses pay for the costs associated with the day-to-day operations of managing our property, such as utilities. Capital expenditures, on the other hand, pay costs associated with maintaining large-scale physical capital assets, such as building exteriors. And lastly, there are financial oversight strategies in place throughout the entire flow of money, from collecting assessment fees from owners to paying for costs which ensure our community is properly maintained. As this presentation wraps up, let's take a moment to revisit our community's 2 overarching goals. First, to cultivate an inviting community for all of us who call our building home, and second, to protect and enhance the value of the investment we've all made in our properties. Effective financial management is essential to achieving these goals. When our finances are in order, we're able to maintain and upgrade our shared spaces, offer the amenities and services that make this a desirable place to live, and build a strong reserve to handle whatever the future may bring. In turn, this helps to protect and grow the value of each of our individual units. Every financial decision we make should be in service of creating a vibrant, well-maintained community and a sound investment for all owners. We've covered a lot of ground in this educational video series, from the big picture view of how our association's finances work, to the sources of our income and types of expenses, to the importance of financial oversight and planning for the future. The goal of this series was to provide a solid foundation of knowledge about our community's financial operations. We hope this information has demystified some of the complex aspects of condo finances and empowered you to take a more active role in understanding and shaping our financial direction. Of course, learning about our finances is an ongoing process. We encourage you to stay engaged. The more we all understand and participate, the stronger our association will be. If you have any lingering questions or would like to discuss anything from this presentation in more detail, please don't hesitate to reach out to our management office. Together, as informed and engaged association members, we can ensure a bright financial future for our community.